Hello and welcome. Most of us grow up with the belief that we are in control, that we are the ones steering our lives, making decisions freely, choosing right from wrong, shaping our future. This belief gives us a sense of identity, of pride, and of responsibility. We feel like we are the main character in our story, the writer of the script, the one who decides. But when we stop and look more closely, we begin to wonder, are we really choosing? Or are we simply reacting to everything around us, shaped by our past, our biology, our environment, and our experiences? Every thought we have, every feeling we feel, every decision we make, where does it really come from? If everything that happens is caused by something before it, if each choice is just a result of many other things we didn't choose, our upbringing, our genes, the people around us, then what part of it is truly ours? It's not easy to sit with that thought. It can feel scary or uncomfortable, because if we're not in control, then who is? Are we just like leaves blowing in the wind, pretending we're steering ourselves? And yet, even while we ask this, there is still that strong, unshakable feeling inside us that we do choose, that we are free. So which is it? Are we free or not? Is free will an illusion or a reality? You chose to watch this video. You chose to search for the truth. You wanted to understand, who am I, really? So does this mean we have free will? At first, it sounds like a difficult question, but actually it's not so hard to understand. Let's think about it together. Deep down, we are all connected because we are all made of the same thing, consciousness. We are not just separate people walking around. We come from the same source, some call it God. And in truth, we are that source, experiencing life through different shapes and roles, through a human body, through different lives. So yes, free will is real, but it doesn't belong to the small self we think we are. It belongs to the real you consciousness itself. The ego, which is just a story in your mind, cannot have free will. How can something that isn't real make real choices? When you were born, people gave you a name. You learned from them. Society gave you labels and told you what you should be. Over time, you started to believe, I know who I am. My name is Janet. I'm a woman. I'm a mother. But those are not who you really are. Those are just parts of your human identity, parts of the temporary body you are using right now. They help you live this human life, but they are not your true self. Your true self is beyond all names and roles. You are not this body or this personality. You are the awareness behind it. You have no shape, no label. You are the one who sees, feels, and experiences everything. And that real you, the one behind the scenes, does have free will. The proof? Look around you. This life, this moment, everything you are experiencing right now is what you, as consciousness, chose to experience. This is why the idea of free will can feel so confusing. We mix up the real self with the false self. We think the ego is the one in control, but the ego is not in charge. Life is not happening because your name, your personality, or your job decided something. Life moves from a deeper place. Choices happen, thoughts appear, and actions unfold, not from the character, but from the deeper presence behind it. And when you feel like you made a choice, it's not the small you, it's the real you, the deeper self, choosing to experience something. That is true free will. It's not the mind trying to control everything. It's the soul, the consciousness, choosing what it wants to feel, learn, and become through this life and through many others. To find the answer, we have to go deeper than opinions and ideas. We have to look at how life actually works. Many ancient spiritual traditions speak of something called awakening. It's not about learning more facts or gaining new beliefs, but about waking up to the truth of what we are. Often, the first moment of awakening comes as a shock. It can feel like the ground beneath you has disappeared, like the you thought you were isn't really there in the way you imagined. But over time, that shock fades, and something more peaceful begins to settle in. A quiet clarity, a deep seeing, a light that doesn't flash but simply shines. And with that light, the question of free will begins to change. Before awakening, we see free will as the power to choose anything, to be anyone. But after awakening, we begin to see that the self who thought it had power was never the one truly choosing in the first place. The mind, with all its thoughts and stories, loves to believe it is in control. It says, I did this, I chose that, I'm responsible. But what if the mind is just a part of the larger flow of life? What if the I is just a wave in the ocean, thinking it's separate from the sea? Then what we call free will starts to look different. It's not about controlling everything. It's about responding. It's about being present. It's about being in tune with the whole, not separate from it. Imagine a river flowing through a valley. The river doesn't choose its path in the way we think of choice. Its direction is shaped by the land, the gravity, the rocks, the rain. But within that flow, there are curves, ripples, movements. Is the river free? Is it controlled? It's both and neither. It simply flows. And we too are flowing rivers of experience, shaped by many forces, yet still full of life and movement. So maybe we've misunderstood what freedom really means. Maybe it's not about breaking all limits or doing whatever we want. Maybe it's not about standing outside the universe making choices, untouched by anything. Maybe real freedom is something softer, something deeper. It's not the freedom to control life, but the freedom to be with life, to be aware, to be awake, to respond with love and honesty to whatever is here. That kind of freedom doesn't need to prove itself. It doesn't need to fight for control. It's already here, waiting quietly under all the noise. But we miss it because we keep looking in the wrong place. We look for freedom in the ego and that voice in our head that says, I'm in charge. But the ego isn't in charge. It's just reacting to everything else. True freedom isn't in the ego, it's in awareness, in presence, in the simple fact that we can see clearly what's happening and meet it with honesty and care. And this brings us to something very important. People often worry that if free will isn't what they thought it was, then nothing matters, that they're just machines or puppets, that there's no meaning, no responsibility, no reason to try. But that fear comes from misunderstanding. Real freedom, the kind that comes with awareness, includes responsibility, but not as a heavy burden, not as guilt or blame. Its responsibility as love, as care, as responsibility, the ability to respond to life with wisdom. When we stop trying to control everything, we don't become passive, we don't give up. We actually become more alive, more real, more open. We stop acting from fear and habit, and we start acting from truth. We stop being trapped by stories of me and mine, and we start living from connection and presence. So does free will exist? The honest answer is both yes and no. No, in the sense that the little me is not the one in control. It never was. Yes, in the sense that we are life itself, responding, moving, flowing. The I that chooses is not separate from the world. It's an expression of it. And when we understand this, not just with our minds, but with our whole being, we feel a new kind of freedom. Not the freedom of control, but the freedom of trust. The freedom of letting go. The freedom of being fully here. In this freedom, we don't need to prove anything. We don't need to be perfect. We don't need to fear mistakes. We are simply present, awake, alive, and that is more than enough. So if you find yourself questioning free will, don't be afraid. You're not lost, you're waking up. Not waking up to an answer you can hold, but to a mystery you can live. Not waking up to control, but to connection. Not waking up to power, but to presence. This is the freedom beyond will. This is the truth beyond belief. This is life whole, alive, complete. Thank you for watching.